It is by these small candles in our darkness that we see before us, little by little, the dim outlines of that great plan that shapes the universe.
Oak Ridge's purpose was to enrich uranium for the first atomic bomb ever used in combat.
Nuclear power is one of the most powerful forces on Earth. It can provide energy to millions of people or cause destruction like we've never seen before. From the first discoveries to the creation of the atomic bomb, nuclear power has changed the world in ways we're still feeling today. This is not just about making energy, it's about life, death, and everything in between. Stick with us as we unveil the great and impactful history of nuclear power. The story is more complex than you might think. In the late 1800s, scientists made a discovery that would change the world forever: radiation. It was a force no one fully understood, but it had the potential to shape history in ways no one could imagine. Marie Curie, a brilliant scientist, played a huge role in unlocking the mysteries of this strange new force. She, along with Henri Becquerel, who accidentally discovered radiation, started a revolution in the world of physics. Becquerel found that uranium emitted mysterious energy, and Curie went on to study it in depth. She received the ACR Gold Medal for her groundbreaking work. Their discoveries opened the door to understanding atoms, the tiny building blocks of everything around us. These particles were powerful, but they also had a dark side. The more scientists learned about them, the more they realized that while atoms could power entire cities, they also held the potential for destruction. During World War II, a secret project began, the Manhattan Project. The goal was to build the world's first atomic bomb. Scientists, governments, and spies worked quickly to unlock the power of nuclear energy and create this deadly weapon. On July 16, 1945, the first atomic bomb was tested in the desert of New Mexico. The explosion was so massive it could be seen for miles, marking the start of the nuclear age.
Few people laughed, few people cried, most people were silent. I remembered the line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." I suppose we all thought that one way or another.
In August 1945, 2 bombs were dropped on Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. More than 100,000 people died in an instant. These bombings ended World War II, but they also started a new, dangerous era where countries raced to build more bombs. The world had entered a new age, one where the power to destroy everything was now in the hands of a few. In 1954, that power took a different turn. The world's first nuclear power plant opened in the Soviet Union, bringing electricity to millions for the first time. Nuclear power had moved from a weapon to a source of energy. Nuclear energy offered a bright future. It promised to solve energy shortages, providing a clean and nearly endless supply of power. Many believed it was the energy of tomorrow. But as we would later learn, this powerful energy came with its own set of challenges. With great power came great risk. In 1986, the Chernobyl disaster showed the world just how dangerous nuclear power could be. A nuclear reactor exploded, releasing deadly radiation into the atmosphere. Thousands were forced to leave their homes, and the health effects would be felt for generations.
In Japan this morning, a nuclear plant destroyed by an earthquake and tsunami back in 2011 started releasing water that had been exposed to radiation into the Pacific Ocean. It's a release that follows months of debate and strong opposition from fishing interests who say this is very bad for business.
In 2011, Japan experienced another nuclear crisis. The Fukushima disaster, triggered by an earthquake and tsunami, reminded everyone that nuclear power still carried terrifying risks. But the dangers did not stop there. The issue of nuclear waste became a huge problem. As accidents continued and waste piled up, the public grew fearful. Protests spread, and many began calling for a shift to cleaner, safer, renewable energy sources. Nuclear power's dark side was impossible to ignore. Even with its past problems, nuclear power is still here. Many countries continue to use nuclear reactors to produce electricity. Today's reactors are much safer and more efficient, with new technologies like small modular reactors, SMRs, making the process cleaner. But what about the future? Scientists are working on nuclear fusion, which could be the answer to all our energy problems. Fusion is the process that powers the sun, and if we can figure it out, it could provide clean, unlimited energy. It's not ready yet, but there have been some big steps forward. Nuclear power has come a long way. It started as a weapon of destruction, but now it holds the promise of cleaner energy for the future. Over the years, it has shaped how we think about energy, both the good and the bad. But with great power comes great responsibility. Can we use it safely, or will it bring even more problems? The future of nuclear power is still uncertain, and only time will tell what comes next.